What's up, cool people? Welcome to another game review. Today I am reviewing a game called Relicta, and yes, you'll note the rated M for mature note label thing down there in the bottom right corner, or bottom left, I guess. This game is rated M. However, the primary reason for it being rated as such is because of foul language. Like, that's literally the only bit of content I can think of in this game that makes it rated M. In fact, let me just check the game card real quick. Okay, drug reference and strong language. But the strong language is definitely the more significant factor there. That is only, like, kind of interspersed through story bits that go in between the different puzzle segments. By the way, this is, like, a puzzle game kind of in the same vein of Portal, except rather than doing puzzles with portals... Oh, shoot, I picked the wrong thing. Hang on. Rather than doing... using portals for the puzzles... You use, like, basically these cube things that you can magnetize in different ways, along with other, like, different pads and various interactive elements. And most of the time, the idea is you get one of the cube things to end up on, like, various pressure plates or something, so that you then, like, trigger the devices to get rid of these barriers that are blocking your overall progress. Now, I have only finished the main story of the game. There are also, like, extra puzzles to work through. The puzzles work the same, though, so I'm going to get into some of that. Just know that there's actually more content to this game than just the main story and corresponding set of puzzles. The main premise of the game, or the story at least, is you work... Oh, okay. So, sorry, interrupting my thought real quick because of this dialogue that I wasn't 100% sure was going to happen. This is kind of an example of the dialogue that you'll see in the game. You have the option of, generally, maybe not so much in this particular one, but in the main story, you typically have the option to press or hold B and skip the dialogue. So, that's something that actually helps a little bit with overall family friendliness, I would say. Because the strong language is, like, the primary issue of the game in terms of family friendliness or lacking thereof.
This is a research.
Let me...
We follow guidelines.
Alright.
We achieve results. We do not speculate about the commercial strategies.
So, with the option to skip some of the dialogue, that also kind of takes out, potentially, the main factor that makes the game not so family friendly. Alright, that just lifts that up. So, these are, like, some of the pressure plate things that you might use throughout the game to make stuff move. And then you got cube things like this that you usually try and, like, add some sort of magnetism to, signified by either red or blue coloring. can also give the cubes, like, anti-gravity stuff. There's also different, like, pads that you can magnetize a certain way as well. And because, you know, magnets, opposites attract, like that. And then, once I bring this out here, same types repel. So that right there is really like the primary puzzle operation mechanic. I am realizing there's probably something more I'm going to want to do with that whole system there. That's another thing about this game. These puzzles, especially later on in the story mode, these are not easy puzzles. I mean, I wouldn't consider Portal to be especially easy either. This might actually be even slightly easier than Portal. I only remember like one puzzle, maybe two, in the entire game that I really had to look up a solution for. Kind of similar in Portal. Okay, so I'm probably gonna be... Actually, let me get... Trying to remember how I'm supposed to do this. I think if I get rid of the magnetism there partway through, that's the main thing. And then, like, let's say I make that red. Oh, wait, that's right. I gotta give that a certain thing. But that's kind of the eventual idea. But if I'm gonna have it interact with that pressure plate there, I've gotta give it a specific symbol by putting it in one of these things. Okay. Now it'll actually work the way that I'm thinking. Alrighty. Yeah, trying to review this at the same time isn't making the puzzle solving any easier. Okay. Well, shoot. That didn't go quite the way I hoped. Maybe I should have waited a bit longer to make it blue again. Oh yeah, there's also these, like, kind of barrier things you'll find throughout the game. Different colors basically prevent different things from getting through. And allow various things to get through. Yeah, so, anyway, puzzles are a bit on the challenging side. So, even from that perspective, I wouldn't say this is a particularly child-friendly game, because it's a major thinker in some spots. Okay, maybe now I make it blue. And then I do that to push it away from there. Ta-da! See, so, like, pressure plate there. That allows me to go through here, because there was a barrier before. And now I have activated this. What exactly I need that for, I don't know. But I can see once I get up there. So, anyway, general gist of the story for this game is that you work in some futuristic research group / company, and then, you know, you're studying a particular thing out in space somewhere, and it turns out you've come across this alien parasite life form of sorts. And let's just say it winds up causing a lot of problems and confusion for the main characters. That's about all the more I'll say story-wise for it. Lengthwise, I'd say this game is fairly decent. I mean, it's long enough to keep you going for a while. Okay, now what is all this mess? Also, what does this do? Okay, interesting. So that moves that down temporarily. Is that up high enough? I don't think that's up high enough that it would get over the wall. So yeah, this is the kind of stuff you're dealing with most of the game. The story is there, and if you pay close attention to it, I guess, you know, there's actually some interesting stuff going on. You actually get a couple of surprisingly funny quips and whatnot from the, like, alien parasite. So, if you're okay with some foul language here and there, it can actually be kind of a funny story at times. And actually decently complex as well. I'm not going to spoil anything, but the game gives you a choice at the end that gives you a couple of different potential endings for the game. Yeah, for the most part, generally works pretty smoothly. No major issues with glitchiness or anything like that. Now, there are generally certain sections of the game that you have to, like, complete, you know, a whole section before the game will really, like, autosave or anything like that. And I don't think there's really an official, like, manual save option. I think eventually I'm going to want to get that one cube down here, but I'm not totally sure why and how yet. Because, I mean, I could see that pushing that pressure plate there, but then, yeah, I don't know. That's something I might just have to figure out later. I doubt that's the next step. And that's a big thing with this game is, like, you know, a lot of these puzzles are multifaceted, involving multiple different steps to get through them. And so it usually takes a while to get the lay of the land, so to speak, and really figure out how you're supposed to progress. Because if you try to do stuff out of order, it's not going to work. But once you get stuff figured out, honestly, like, it can feel fairly rewarding, you know, figuring things out, and once you see the solution, getting that, like, aha sort of moment. So I really have no clue what I'm doing with this, other than I'm thinking maybe I'm supposed to be standing on this, or, like, maybe bring that down, be standing on this. Did I not? Oh. I did not magnetize the cube. I was supposed to magnetize the cube. See, okay. Whether or not that's how it's supposed to be done, I find oftentimes there are little tricks like that that you can use to get through certain parts of the puzzles. That honestly doesn't even do much to bring that block over here, though. Something's going on with this, but I have no clue what. So yeah, in various sections there might even be multiple different ways to solve something, and I like that potential flexibility a little bit. Some methods might seem a little bit more like you're brute forcing it. Others will flow much more naturally. So I realize I haven't done a whole lot of demonstrating the puzzles here, but trying to comment on the game and do stuff in it, it's like I'm trying to overwork the same part of my brain, multitasking those, and it's not working very well, if I'm honest. I have done some streams of this game, so you could definitely check out any of those in the meantime to get a better sense of what's going on with this game. See, I don't think I need to go back that way anymore, which has me figuring this block is fine to be right here. I do not think I can just jump up on it and get up to here. No. But that did what? So that was one of the 3 things needed for that. It also removed the purple barrier here, which is the one that only blocks the cubes from getting through. Green blocks me from getting through, but not the cubes. Yellow blocks any and everything. As well as red, but red usually only comes up in the story mode if you pass through a blue thing that kind of marks your progress. And then once you pass through it, it'll turn red and not allow you to go back, essentially. But anyway, on the whole, pretty solid game experience, I would say. Family friendliness, I give it like maybe a 2 out of 5. Because, yeah. Like I said before, foul language sputtered throughout. But you do have the option of skipping those scenes. So, that's why I say 2 out of 5 instead of just a 1. But there's really nothing else content-wise that's that bad. It's just, okay, I guess it's the language combined with the kind of difficult puzzles. Like, I would definitely not recommend this at all for younger kids. Depending on how you feel about foul language, I could see some parents being relatively okay with teenagers, with their teenage children playing this game. And obviously, I'd say it's generally okay for adults, assuming you yourself are alright with foul language and the like. As I suppose that's about all I've got. Oh yeah, one last thing before I fully wrap up the review. I realized I almost didn't give this just like an overall score. So, yeah, I'd say it's a pretty good game. Maybe not great, but pretty solid. Again, family friendliness isn't exactly very high up there. But, otherwise not too bad. I'd maybe give it somewhere in the realm of like a 7 out of 10 overall score. Solid. Not gonna, like, blow you away, but pretty solid. That'll do it. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know game, I guess, or if you'd like to see more of the gameplay, I can find a link to one of the streams that I did where I was playing through it, and then just put that, in there with the main review video here. And, yeah, let me know what other games you might like me to play through / review or anything like that. But anywho, that's all I got. So, yeah. Till next time, stay cool, people.